The 365 Blueprint, How to Craft Your Best Year. Yet, written and published by Second Genesis, reprogram your mind, one book at a time. Introduction. The Remarkable Transformation of Abraham Lincoln. In 1832, a young Abraham Lincoln suffered one of the most devastating years of his life. He faced a crushing defeat in his bid for a seat in the Illinois state legislature. Soon after, his business venture failed, leaving him deeply in debt. To make matters worse, a romantic relationship he cherished came to an abrupt end, plunging him into despair. By all accounts, Lincoln's life seemed to be unraveling, and many doubted his ability to recover. But Lincoln's story didn't end in failure. Instead, he resolved to take 1 year to rebuild his foundation. He committed himself to personal growth, delving into self-education by studying law and refining his public speaking skills. He strengthened his relationships and gained the trust of his community through his integrity and perseverance. By the end of the year, Lincoln not only stabilized his life, but also laid the groundwork for the leadership qualities that would eventually make him one of history's most celebrated presidents. This story demonstrates a compelling truth. A single year, when approached with intention and purpose, can transform the trajectory of a life. A year of 365 opportunities. Imagine the potential you could unlock if you approached each day of the year with the same sense of purpose. Every sunrise offers a new beginning, an opportunity to reset, refocus, and recommit to your vision. This book is not about achieving perfection, but about progress, step by step, day by day. When you embrace the possibilities each day brings, you begin to see the power of a year to redefine who you are and what you stand for. The science of fresh starts. Psychologists call it the fresh start effect, a phenomenon where temporal landmarks like New Year's Day inspire us to take action toward our goals. Research shows that these markers create a psychological divide, allowing us to distance ourselves from past failures and approach our future with a clean slate. But here's the secret. You don't need to wait for a new year to experience this effect. What makes the beginning of a new year so powerful is the intentionality it inspires. By harnessing this momentum, you can chart a course for the year that aligns with your deepest aspirations. Promise to the reader. This book is your companion for that journey. Together we'll explore timeless wisdom from philosophy, psychology, and history, distilled into actionable steps. You'll learn how to set meaningful goals, cultivate habits that last, and navigate the inevitable challenges with resilience and grace. By the end of these pages, you'll not only have a plan for your best year yet, you'll have the tools to make it a reality. Whether you're coming from a place of uncertainty, like Lincoln, or simply looking to elevate your life to new heights, this book will guide you every step of the way. Your best year starts here. Let's begin. Chapter 1. Define your North Star. There's a moment in every great journey when the traveler pauses, looks at the horizon, and asks, "Where am I going?" Without a destination, even the best ship will drift aimlessly at sea. That's why we're starting here, defining your North Star. It's the guiding light that will help you chart your course through the year ahead. Think of the North Star not as a rigid endpoint, but as a compass, a direction you can move toward even when the path is unclear. It's what will anchor you when life gets chaotic and inspire you when you feel like giving up. Why it matters. You've probably felt it before. The nagging sense of being busy but not fulfilled, moving fast but not getting anywhere meaningful. That's what happens when we lack clarity about what truly matters to us. Purpose acts like a lighthouse, cutting through the fog of distractions and helping us focus on what's important. Psychologists Edwin Locke and Gary Latham studied goal setting for decades and discovered a profound truth. Specific and challenging goals drive motivation. But there's a catch. Those goals must align with your values and aspirations. Otherwise, you're climbing a ladder that's leaning against the wrong wall. So, let's take the time to lean your ladder on the right wall. This is your opportunity to connect with what truly lights you up, to create a vision so compelling it pulls you forward no matter the obstacles. Your mission statement. Here's an exercise to start defining your North Star. Write a mission statement for your life. This doesn't have to be perfect or permanent. It's a living document that can evolve as you grow. Ask yourself, what do I want to contribute to the world? What legacy do I want to leave behind? What brings me joy and fulfillment? For example, a mission statement could be, my mission is to inspire others through storytelling, live authentically, and build a life rooted in love, creativity, and service. Take your time with this. Write, refine, and rewrite until it feels true to you. This statement will serve as a compass, guiding your decisions and priorities throughout the year. Visualize your best year. Now that you have a sense of your purpose, let's dream big. Imagine yourself on December 31st, 1 year from today. Close your eyes and picture this vividly. Where are you? What are you doing? Who are you with? What have you achieved that fills you with pride and gratitude? Be specific. Instead of saying, I want to be healthier, envision yourself running a 5K, feeling energized and strong. Instead of, I want to be happier, picture yourself laughing with friends, pursuing hobbies you love, or spending time with your family. Write down this vision in as much detail as possible. The more real it feels, the more your brain will start looking for ways to make it happen. Neuroscience calls this process priming. When you repeatedly focus on a goal, your mind becomes attuned to opportunities and actions that support it. The power of priorities. Your vision might feel overwhelming at first. That's okay. The key is to focus on just 3 priorities for the year. These are the areas that, if improved, will have the biggest impact on your life. Ask yourself, what areas of my life need the most attention right now? Which changes would bring me the most joy, peace, or growth? Write down your top 3 priorities. For example, strengthen my relationships by spending quality time with loved ones, advance my career by completing a professional certification, improve my physical health by exercising 3 times a week. These priorities become your roadmap. When life gets hectic, they'll remind you where to focus your energy. Action steps. Write your mission statement. Visualize your best year in vivid detail and capture it in writing. Identify your top 3 priorities. A personal note. As you take these first steps, remember, clarity is a process. It's okay if your North Star feels distant or hazy right now. The act of searching for it is what matters. Each step you take brings you closer to the life you want to live. This year is your canvas, and you are the artist. With your North Star as your guide, you're not just stepping into a new year, you're stepping into a new version of yourself. Let's make it extraordinary. Chapter 2. The 1% Rule for Success. In the pursuit of greatness, we often dream big, bold goals, transformative changes, and life-altering decisions. But the truth is, success isn't usually built on dramatic overhauls. Instead, it's the result of small, consistent improvements compounded over time. This is the essence of the 1% rule, the idea that by focusing on becoming just 1% better each day, you can create extraordinary results over the long run. The story of the British cycling team. In the early 2000s, British cycling was far from dominant. The team hadn't won a single Tour de France, and their performance at the Olympics was lackluster. That all changed when Dave Brailsford became their performance director in 2003. Brailsford introduced a revolutionary approach called marginal gains. The concept was simple: improve every aspect of cycling by just 1%. This included obvious areas like nutrition, training techniques, and bike technology, but also unexpected ones, like designing the best mattress for recovery or ensuring the mechanic's hands were washed to avoid illnesses. These seemingly small tweaks created a ripple effect. By 2008, the British cycling team dominated the Beijing Olympics, winning 8 gold medals. Between 2012 and 2018, they claimed 5 Tour de France titles. What seemed impossible was achieved through the relentless pursuit of tiny improvements. Why the 1% rule works. Imagine improving just 1% every day for a year. At first, the difference is barely noticeable, but over time, those tiny gains compound, creating exponential growth. By the end of the year, you're not 365% better, you're 37 times better. This concept is rooted in mathematics and psychology. The brain thrives on small, achievable wins. Each small success reinforces a positive feedback loop, making it easier to stay motivated and consistent. Practical application. Micro habits and systems. Let's bring this idea into your life. 1. Break big goals into micro habits. Big goals are inspiring, but often intimidating. The key is to break them into small, manageable habits. For example, big goal, lose 20 pounds. Micro habit, start by drinking an extra glass of water each day. Big goal, write a book. Micro habit, write 100 words every morning. Small actions are easier to start and sustain. Over time, they build momentum, making the larger goal feel achievable. 2. Focus on systems, not outcomes. Outcomes are important, but they're not entirely under your control. Systems, on the other hand, are what you do every day to move closer to your goal. For example, if your goal is to run a marathon, the system is your weekly training plan. If your goal is to save money, the system is setting up automatic transfers to your savings account. By focusing on the system, you create a repeatable process that leads to success without being paralyzed by the end goal. Action plan. The 1% rule in your life. Here's how you can apply the 1% rule today. Step 1. Choose one priority area. Look back at the 3 priorities you identified in Chapter 1. Pick one to focus on first. Step 2. Identify a micro habit. What's one small, actionable habit you can start today to improve in this area by just 1%? Example, if your priority is improving your health, your micro habit might be taking a 10-minute walk every morning. Step 3. Track your progress. Use a journal, app, or simple checklist to track your consistency. Celebrate small wins. They're the fuel that keeps you going. A personal note. At first, the changes you make might feel insignificant, but trust the process. Like the British cyclists, you're laying a foundation for exponential growth. The beauty of the 1% rule is that it doesn't require perfection, just progress. In a year, you might look back and marvel at how far you've come, not because of a single grand gesture, but because of the quiet power of consistency. Small steps, big impact. That's the secret. Are you ready to take your first 1% step today? Chapter 3. Mindset Makeover. If there's one thing that can transform your life faster than anything else, it's your mindset. Your thoughts shape your reality, coloring how you see the world and how the world responds to you. A new year is not just a chance to change your actions, it's an opportunity to rewire your mind. This chapter is your guide to a mindset makeover, helping you harness the power of your thoughts to unlock resilience, optimism, and unstoppable growth. Why mindset is everything. Imagine 2 people standing in the rain. One curses the weather, feeling their day is ruined. The other smiles, grateful for the nourishing rain that brings life to the earth. Same circumstance, 2 completely different experiences, all because of mindset. Your mindset is the lens through which you interpret life. A fixed mindset sees failure as defeat. A growth mindset sees it as a lesson. A scarcity mindset sees limitations. An abundance mindset sees possibilities. Change your mindset, and you change your life. Philosophical insights on mindset. 1. The Stoic principle. Focus on what you can control. The Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, believed that peace comes from focusing on what is within your control and letting go of what isn't. You can't control the rain, but you can control your response to it. You can't control other people's actions, but you can control your reaction. This principle is liberating. It frees you from the weight of circumstances you can't change and empowers you to take charge of what you can, your thoughts, your actions, and your attitude. 2. Growth Mindset by Carol Dweck. Psychologist Carol Dweck coined the term growth mindset to describe the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. In contrast, a fixed mindset assumes that your traits are static and unchangeable. The difference is profound. Fixed mindset: I failed because I'm not good at this. Growth mindset: I failed because I need more practice, and that's okay. Adopting a growth mindset turns setbacks into stepping stones. It reframes challenges as opportunities for growth and helps you see your potential as limitless. A Story of Resilience: The Power of Reframing Challenges. During World War II, Viktor Frankl, an Austrian neurologist and psychiatrist, survived unimaginable horrors in a Nazi concentration camp. Amid the suffering, he realized that while he couldn't control his external circumstances, he could control his inner world, his thoughts, his purpose, his hope. Frankl chose to focus on what he could control: his mindset. He found meaning even in suffering, imagining himself lecturing about resilience after the war. This sense of purpose helped him endure the unendurable. His story reminds us that mindset isn't just a tool for success. It's a lifeline in the hardest of times. Action steps for a mindset makeover. 1. Journal prompts to identify and challenge limiting beliefs. Take a moment to reflect on these questions. What is one belief you hold about yourself that might be holding you back? Is this belief objectively true, or is it just a story you've been telling yourself? How can you reframe this belief into something empowering? For example, limiting belief: I'm not good at public speaking. Reframed belief: I can improve my public speaking with practice and feedback. Write these down. Awareness is the first step to change. 2. Daily affirmations for resilience and optimism. Affirmations are a simple yet powerful way to rewire your thoughts. Start each day with these. I am capable of overcoming any challenge that comes my way. I focus on what I can control and let go of what I cannot. Every setback is an opportunity for growth. Repeat these affirmations daily. Over time, they'll become part of your mental script, shaping how you respond to life's challenges. A personal note: changing your mindset isn't about ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It's about choosing how you interpret and respond to life's inevitable ups and downs. This year, let your mindset be your greatest ally. Let it fuel your resilience when things get hard and your optimism when opportunities arise. Remember, a new mindset doesn't just create a better year, it creates a better you. Chapter 4: Mastering Your Time. Time is the most precious resource we have. Unlike money, once it's spent, you can never earn it back. And yet, how often do we let it slip through our fingers, lost to distractions, procrastination, and tasks that don't truly matter? If you want to have your best year yet, mastering your time is non-negotiable. This chapter is about reclaiming your hours, aligning them with your priorities, and using time intentionally to build the life you want. The problem: common time traps. Every day, you face choices about how to spend your time. But without awareness, it's easy to fall into these common traps. The busyness trap: mistaking activity for productivity. You're constantly busy, but rarely moving closer to your goals. The distraction trap. Letting social media, endless notifications, or aimless scrolling consume your focus. The perfectionism trap. Spending too much time perfecting things that don't need to be perfect, delaying progress. These traps don't just waste your time, they steal your potential. The first step to mastering your time is recognizing where it's being drained. The Philosophy of Time. Lessons from Seneca. In his essay on the shortness of life, the Stoic philosopher Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." He argued that life is long enough if we use our time wisely, but most people squander it on trivial pursuits, never pausing to ask if they're spending it on what truly matters. Seneca's wisdom is as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Imagine your time as a bank account with a limited balance. Would you spend it carelessly, or would you invest it in things that bring you the greatest returns, your relationships, your purpose, your growth? Tools for time mastery. To reclaim your time and use it wisely, you need practical tools. Here are 2 proven strategies. 1. Time blocking techniques. Time blocking is the practice of scheduling specific blocks of time for tasks or activities. Instead of working from an endless to-do list, you allocate your time intentionally. Example: block 8 to 9 a.m. for focused work, 12:30 p.m. for lunch, and 5 to 6 p.m. for exercise. Why it works? It forces you to prioritize and creates boundaries around your time, reducing the chance of distractions. Start by identifying your most important tasks and blocking dedicated time for them first. Then, fit lower priority tasks around these blocks. 2. The Eisenhower Matrix. This tool helps you decide what truly deserves your attention by categorizing tasks into 4 quadrants. Urgent and important. Do these immediately. Important but not urgent. Schedule these. Urgent but not important. Delegate these. Not urgent and not important. Eliminate these. Example: preparing for a big presentation, important and urgent. Long-term career planning, important but not urgent. Answering non-critical emails, urgent but not important. Mindless scrolling, not urgent and not important. The Eisenhower Matrix helps you focus on what truly matters, so your time aligns with your goals instead of being hijacked by distractions. Reflection. Exercise. How aligned are you? Take a moment to calculate how many hours a week you spend on activities that align with your priorities. Step 1. Write down your top 3 priorities from Chapter 1. Step 2. Track how much time you actually spend on these priorities each week. Step 3. Compare this with how much time you spend on low-priority activities. If the numbers don't match, don't worry. This exercise is a wake-up call, not a judgment. Use it as motivation to realign your time. Action Plan. Design your ideal week. Now that you're aware of where your time is going, let's create a roadmap for where it should go. Step 1. Map out your priorities. Allocate blocks of time for your top priorities first. Step 2. Eliminate time wasters. Identify one activity you can eliminate or reduce this week. Example: replace 30 minutes of TV time with reading or journaling. Step 3. Build in rest and flexibility. Productivity doesn't mean working non-stop. Schedule downtime to recharge and remain flexible for unexpected events. A personal note. Time mastery isn't about squeezing every drop of productivity from your day. It's about aligning your hours with your values and goals. When you do this, you'll find yourself living with more intention, less stress, and greater fulfillment. This year, make time your ally. Use it to create, connect, and grow into the person you're meant to be. After all, every hour is a building block of your best year yet. Are you ready to start designing your ideal week today? Chapter 5. Building Resilience Through Rituals. Life is unpredictable. One moment, everything is smooth. The next, it feels like the world has flipped upside down. In a chaotic world, rituals act as anchors, grounding you in stability and providing a sense of control. Rituals are more than habits. They're intentional practices that bring structure and meaning to your day. This chapter will show you how to use rituals to build resilience, maintain focus, and navigate life's ups and downs with grace. Why rituals matter. In times of uncertainty, rituals create a sense of normalcy. They provide a rhythm to your life, offering moments of calm amidst the storm. More than that, rituals remind you of what matters, aligning your daily actions with your bigger purpose. Think of rituals as the frame of a painting. They don't dictate the artwork, but they give it structure and boundaries, allowing the beauty within to shine. Morning and evening rituals, bookending your day. Your mornings set the tone for the rest of the day, while your evenings prepare your mind and body for rest. Together, these rituals create a harmonious flow that boosts productivity, resilience, and overall well-being. The science behind morning rituals. Starting your day with intention has profound effects on your mental and emotional state. Studies show that a consistent morning routine can reduce stress by eliminating decision fatigue, improve focus by creating a clear plan for the day, boost mood through practices like gratitude or exercise. The science behind evening rituals. An evening ritual helps signal to your brain that it's time to wind down, improving sleep quality and preparing you for the next day. Practices like journaling or limiting screen time can lower cortisol levels, helping you feel more relaxed. Benjamin Franklin's daily schedule. Benjamin Franklin, one of history's most accomplished figures, understood the power of rituals. He structured his day with precision, asking himself every morning, "What good shall I do this day?" And every evening, "What good have I done today?" His schedule included time for work, self-improvement, and reflection, as well as moments of leisure and rest. Franklin's rituals weren't about rigidity, they were about intention. He used them as tools to align his actions with his goals, creating a life of balance and purpose. Action steps. Create your own resilience-building rituals. Step 1. Design a personalized morning routine. Your morning routine doesn't need to be elaborate. It just needs to be intentional. Here's an example of a simple, effective morning ritual. Wake up at a consistent time. Stability starts with routine. Spend 5 minutes in gratitude. Reflect on 3 things you're thankful for. Move your body. Stretch, do yoga, or take a brisk walk. Plan your day. Identify your top 3 priorities. Step 2. Develop an evening wind-down ritual. A good day ends with a restful evening. Try this. Disconnect from screens an hour before bed. This reduces blue light exposure, which can interfere with sleep. Journal for 10 minutes. Write about your wins, challenges, and lessons from the day. Practice relaxation. Meditate, listen to calming music, or read a book. Set intentions for tomorrow. Choose one focus for the next day to hit the ground running. Step 3. Test and refine. Your rituals should work for you, not the other way around. Experiment with different practices and adjust as needed. The key is consistency. Rituals become powerful when they're woven into the fabric of your daily life. A personal note. Rituals are not about perfection. They're about creating a sanctuary of stability amidst the chaos of life. When you commit to starting and ending your day with intention, you'll find yourself more centered, focused, and resilient. This year, let your rituals be a source of strength. They'll not only help you navigate challenges, but also empower you to thrive in ways you never imagined. Are you ready to create the rituals that will anchor your best year yet? Chapter 6: The Power of Connection. No one walks the path of a fulfilling life alone. At the heart of our happiest moments, greatest achievements, and deepest peace lies one simple truth: connection matters. Human beings are wired for relationships. We thrive when we're connected to others, and we struggle when those connections are weak or absent. This chapter is about harnessing the power of connection to not only enrich your life, but to be a source of inspiration for others. Why relationships matter. The importance of relationships isn't just a poetic notion, it's backed by decades of research. Harvard's study of adult development, the longest-running study on happiness, has followed participants for over 80 years. Its findings are clear. The quality of our relationships is the single most significant predictor of happiness, health, and longevity. Strong relationships protect against stress, help us recover faster from setbacks, and provide a sense of meaning and purpose. They are the foundation of a life well lived. Strategies for building meaningful connections. 1. Strengthen existing bonds. Deep relationships don't happen by chance. They're nurtured through intentional effort. Start by strengthening the connections you already have. Practice active listening. When someone speaks, truly listen. Put away distractions, maintain eye contact, and respond thoughtfully. Example: instead of multitasking during a conversation, give the other person your full attention. This simple act shows you value them. Show intentional gratitude. Small gestures of appreciation can transform a relationship. Example: send a heartfelt text to a friend, thanking them for their support, or write a note to a loved one expressing what they mean to you. 2. Expand your network with authenticity. Building new connections isn't about collecting acquaintances, it's about forming genuine bonds. Seek shared interests, join groups, attend events, or participate in activities aligned with your passions. Authentic connections naturally form when you're surrounded by like-minded people. Example: if you love painting, join a local art class or online community. Conversations will flow naturally when you share a common passion. Offer value. First, approach new connections with a mindset of giving rather than taking. Ask, how can I support or uplift this person? Example: if a colleague is working on a challenging project, offer your insights or assistance without expecting anything in return. The ripple effect, being a source of light. When you invest in meaningful connections, the impact extends far beyond you. Relationships create a ripple effect. Your kindness, empathy, and encouragement inspire others to do the same. Imagine the power of a single compliment, a helping hand, or a moment of genuine empathy. These small acts can brighten someone's day, shift their perspective, or even spark a chain reaction of positivity that touches countless lives. Example: think of figures like Fred Rogers, whose unwavering kindness inspired millions. You don't need a global platform to make a difference. Even small, everyday gestures can change the world around you. When you choose to be a source of light in your relationships, you elevate not only your life, but also the lives of those around you. Action steps for deepening connections. Make time for relationships. Schedule regular check-ins with friends and family. Even a quick phone call or coffee date can strengthen bonds. Engage in acts of kindness. Do something thoughtful for someone without expecting anything in return. It could be as simple as holding the door open or as significant as mentoring someone. Practice empathy. Put yourself in others' shoes. Seek to understand their feelings and perspectives before responding. Be the initiator. Don't wait for others to reach out. Take the lead in building and maintaining connections. A personal note. Connection is the lifeblood of a fulfilling year and a fulfilling life. When you prioritize relationships, you create a network of support, love, and inspiration that carries you through challenges and celebrates your victories. This year, focus on being present with those who matter, seeking new connections with authenticity, and spreading kindness wherever you go. You'll not only transform your own life, but also leave an indelible mark on the lives of others. Are you ready to embrace the power of connection and let your light ripple outward? Chapter 7. Reflect, adjust, and celebrate. Every journey worth taking requires moments of pause, times to look back, assess the road ahead, and acknowledge how far you've come. Reflection isn't about dwelling on the past, it's about learning from it. Adjustments aren't about failure, they're about refinement. And celebrations? They're essential fuel for the soul. This chapter will guide you through the final, crucial steps to ensure that this year becomes your most fulfilling yet. The feedback loop. Why reflection is essential to growth. Imagine driving to a new destination without ever checking a map. You might reach your goal, or you might end up lost. Reflection acts as your map, showing you where you're on track and where you might need to course correct. The concept of the feedback loop, drawn from systems theory, is simple. Take action. Gather feedback on the results. Adjust your approach based on what you learn. Reflection allows you to see patterns, celebrate progress, and address obstacles. It turns experiences, both good and bad, into stepping stones for growth. Monthly check-ins, your personal progress report. A monthly check-in is your opportunity to step back, evaluate your efforts, and realign with your goals. Here's how to structure your check-in. Review your wins. What have you accomplished this month? Write down even the smallest victories. Progress is often subtle, but no less significant. Identify challenges. What didn't go as planned? Instead of seeing setbacks as failures, view them as lessons. Adjust your approach. Ask yourself, what can I do differently next month? Focus on solutions, not problems. Revisit your North Star. Are your actions still aligned with your purpose and priorities? Adjust if needed. Example. Suppose one of your goals is to build a healthier lifestyle. During your check-in, you realize you've been consistent with exercise but struggling with meal prep. The adjustment? Dedicate Sunday afternoons to preparing healthy meals for the week ahead. Celebrate small wins. The science of positive reinforcement. Big goals are exciting, but they're often far off in the distance. Celebrating small wins along the way keeps you motivated and reinforces positive behavior. The brain thrives on reward. Each time you acknowledge a success, no matter how small, you release dopamine, the feel-good chemical. This creates a positive feedback loop, making you more likely to stick with your habits and pursue your goals. Example. If you've been journaling consistently for 2 weeks, treat yourself to a new notebook or a relaxing evening with your favorite book. Recognizing your efforts builds momentum and makes the journey enjoyable. A transformative journey. Over 12 months. Let me tell you about Maria, a single mother who felt stuck in a cycle of overwhelm and self-doubt. At the start of the year, she decided to make a change. She didn't overhaul her life overnight. Instead, she began with small, intentional steps. Each month, Maria reflected on her progress. She celebrated little victories, like carving out 15 minutes a day for herself or reconnecting with an old friend. When challenges arose, she adjusted her approach instead of giving up. By the end of the year, Maria wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. She had built stronger relationships, improved her health, and found a renewed sense of purpose. The transformation wasn't about perfection, it was about persistence and intentionality. She discovered her quality of life had changed significantly from the small changes she had made. Her journey is proof that consistent effort, guided by reflection and celebration, can lead to profound change. Final message. Empower yourself to own your year. As you embark on the rest of this year, remember, you are the author of your story. The tools and strategies you've learned in this book are here to guide you, but the real magic happens when you take action. Reflect regularly. Adjust without fear. Celebrate every step forward. These practices are not just the keys to a successful year. They are the foundation of a fulfilling life. You have everything you need to make this year extraordinary. The question is, will you take the leap? The journey starts now. It's time to step into your best year yet. Conclusion: your best year yet. As we close this journey, let's take a moment to reflect on the key principles that will empower you to step into your best year yet. Define your North Star. Clarify your purpose and long-term vision. Knowing where you're headed is the foundation for all the action and growth that follows. The 1% rule for success. Small, consistent improvements will lead to massive transformation. By focusing on micro habits and systems, you create a lasting momentum that propels you toward your dreams. Mindset. Makeover. Your mindset is the lens through which you see and navigate the world. Cultivate resilience and a growth mindset to turn challenges into opportunities for growth. Mastering your time. Time is your most precious resource. Through reflection, prioritization, and effective time blocking, you can ensure that your days align with your deepest values and goals. Building resilience. Through rituals create stability and routine in an ever-changing world. By cultivating daily practices that honor your body, mind, and spirit, you set yourself up for success. The power of connection. Your relationships are a vital source of joy, fulfillment, and strength. Strengthen existing bonds, build new connections, and be the light that inspires others. Reflect, adjust, and celebrate. Growth is a continuous process of reflection, adjustment, and celebration. Regularly check in with yourself, make necessary tweaks, and honor your progress, no matter how small. A call to action. Own your year. This is your moment. The principles, tools, and strategies shared in this book are the roadmap to a life of purpose, fulfillment, and growth. But they are just that, a roadmap. The true power lies within you. You have the ability to create the life you've always dreamed of. You can design your days, your months, and your years with intention and action. The time is now to take ownership of this year. So, ask yourself, what will you do with the 365 opportunities ahead of you? Commit to your vision. Begin today, even with one small step. Reflect, adjust, and celebrate your progress along the way. You are capable of far more than you realize, and the best year of your life is waiting to be created. Take action now. Your best year is within reach.